Welcome back to Textron Unplugged. My name is Cassandra Chen, and today we have Marharyta Nedzelska.
Yeah. Hello, Cassandra. Nice to be here.
Hi, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Marharyta, as Cassandra told you. I'm currently a software engineer at Sonar, mostly working on static code analysis in JVM, like Java, Kotlin, and recently I switched a little bit to mobile and helped to prepare the analyzer for Dart and Flutter. And I'm also a mom and a woman in tech, so that's probably me.
How did you get into technology?
That's interesting story because I was when I was a kid, I was studying in school that was mostly like language specific. So we learned English, a little bit of French, and I was interested in this technology, in these subjects. However, math was always like my passion. I always liked it very much, and my parents didn't notice this. At the time when I wanted to go to the university, I decided to make math my profession. So I went to cybernetics faculty. And initially I thought I would be a scientist doing some inventions and some exploration in math. But then I discovered that programming is my much bigger passion than math. And this is how I started like doing my pet projects, working with other students. We had some startups. Then eventually I had my first, second, third job. And I realized that I love programming much more than doing math for the sake of math. And this is why I'm here. Yeah.
I think that's interesting that you like programming more. Because yes, I actually don't like math, even so I've been programming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting because my childhood, when I thought about math, the fact that I like was not like solving some equations or some tasks. My passion was mostly problem solving, and apparently math was the only subject that gives you this. Then, when in the university, you realize that math is less about problem solving, but programming is like software engineering is about more about problem solving. So I don't like just like creating equations and looking at the beauty of math, while others could be really passionate about this. I really like to see the problem and to see that I can make a machine to fix it for me. And that's like probably different mindsets because at the university sometimes you're given some assignment, you need to solve some complex equations, complex tasks. And I could definitely see that there were two groups of students. One group, they just took a paper, pencil, and they solved it by their hands. Another group, they spent much more time asking computer to do it for them, like writing the program to solve it because they were too lazy to solve this equation or solve this problem on the paper. But they were like curious enough to make the computer do it. However, when you ask the want to program the solution, you still have to solve it on paper because you need to test that everything works properly, and you do the work 3 or 5 more times than the person on equations. But the beauty that in the end you'll have the program that works, and then you can solve 100 more equations than a person who decided to go for a paper solution. But that's like two different mindsets, two different passions, and I think in the world we need both. That's just that's what you personally prefer.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I mean, maybe you can even have both parties work together.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on like being a woman in tech?
Yeah, that's a very complex opinion because when I was really young, based on my background, being grown up in a Slavic country, I was really keen on fighting on the same level with men. I don't trust in women in tech. I want to be on the same level as men in terms that I don't want any positive discrimination. I don't want to have this any special treatment because I am a woman. Everything should be the same, should be equal, and everybody who fights for better conditions for women are just lazy to fight on the same level as men. That was when I was probably 16, 17 years old. And that worked because I was thinking, if I can have my first job, if I can have my first salary negotiations, if I can do it, probably other women can do it, and they just are too lazy or like pretend that are not smart enough. But then once you face your first problem, it could be harassment, it could be some problems with getting a higher promotion, getting a higher salary, then you realize that no matter how hard you try, the industry is still not working for you. The industry is still designed for men. And once I started facing it, that I could not get promotion, I could not get a higher salary. And if there is a male and female candidate, for some reason they choose male, like with no obvious explanation, I found that it hurts. And I remember I had a conversation with my friend who she was a startup founder. They had a startup with her partner, and she told me that every time on every business meeting, nobody wants to shake hands with her. Everybody shake hands with her like partner. Nobody wanted to have negotiations with her. Everybody like tried to have negotiations with her partner. And like here and there are small details, while still the world is designed for men. And I think there is like a really nice book about like the data behind this. It's called Invisible Women. I don't know if you heard about it. That's a book that probably changed a lot in my how I perceive being women in tech, women in industry, and in general being women in this world. To see that how much we are underrepresented, and in data that there are a lot of problems. For example, car seats, car safety is not designed for women. The women are much more likely to die in car crashes. The same for some pills, some drugs about migraine, because they're tested more on men than on women. And here and there are small things that tells us that this world is designed for men, and the same applies to your career, and especially in tech, where, like, let's be honest, there are much more men. And recently, like a few years ago, I became a mom, and for women working like mothers in tech, everything is even worse. If you ask an ordinary speaker at a tech conference if they have kids, they're so proud that they have kids, but they never take them with them because there is a mom who is taking care of their kids. And how many speakers, female speakers who have kids are here? Like,
I do see that as a problem. Like, I think I'm fortunate that my dad's a speaker and he has been taking me to conferences these past few years. But I see like other speakers who have kids and like I really wish they would come here too.
yeah, I think there is a problem first because like currently me and a lot of female speakers, they had to choose which conference they have to go and they should not go because they have some obligations at home. And for me, I'm very lucky to have a supporting partner who is like going with me everywhere. And currently we are given a joint talk. Sometimes like we try to not make the kid ruin our career. So we try to balance everything. But anyway, because we have a kid, because we have some obligations, we still like choose which conference we go, which conference we don't go. Definitely our life changed than it was before the kid. And I wish like this problem was more recognized. For example, I was a year ago, I was at DevOps Belgium. I was there with a kid alone because my husband had a different travel and we had overlap. And like it was okay, the conference was nice, everybody was like nice with me, with my baby, helped me with the stroller, but there was no elevator there in the venue. And there were 2 levels of venue, so in order to give my talk, I had to go up. In order to visit my company booth, I need to go down, and it was with a stroller. So thankfully, it was not such a big problem because my son walks, but it was still a problem because I like had to either like put the stroller down or up by myself or ask for help because that's kind of heavy. And that's like one of the things of accessibility that could be improved. And it's not just for parents with strollers, it's also for disabled people who need the same. And the conference venue was not like really designed for this.
So are you giving a talk here?
Yes, actually here we are giving a talk together with my partner because he's maintaining a code coverage library for Java, like Java JCoco. So, and we are giving a talk about mythbusters about code coverage because there are a lot of like myths around code coverage, that you need to have 100% of code coverage, or you need to be to aim for 100%. Or for example, that code coverage guarantees you test quality or quality of your software. So we try to dispel all these common beliefs that we are wrong by doing some live coding and showing some examples where it's not actually true. And
Can you
what we
step
can
back a
do.
bit? What's this coverage?
Code coverage, actually, when you write your software, you try to cover it with tests, in order to understand that it works correctly. You see, and in order to assess how good your tests are, you need some metrics. Code coverage shows you which part of your code was executed when you run your test. So, for example, if you test some function that calculates sum, like a plus b, you can call this function with some real data, like 2, for example, plus 2, and then check that the sum is 4. And once you execute this, the code coverage tool will show you that your function was executed. If you didn't test this, the code coverage tool will show that it was not executed. But the interesting thing that it's not enough just to execute your code. Sometimes you need to put assert that it worked correctly, that you didn't forget something, that you tested corner cases. And code coverage can lie to you these terms, because it sometimes say that everything is okay. But if you go deeply, you can understand that no, you haven't tested some corner cases, or you forgot to test some other states. And this is what we try to discover, to show in our code, in our talk, to show people where it works, where it does not.
I think that's an interesting technology.
Yeah.
Do you recommend that all developers use it, or?
Yeah, I think while in our talk we say that it's not ideal, we still believe that it's sort of a must-have to assess the quality of your software. Because for now, that's what we have. We can can show you code coverage. We can also for mutation coverage. It's another technique, and the more qualities, the more of metrics around your code and tests you have, the better the better picture you have about your software, about your tests, and finally the better software you produce.
So hope you improved your code.
Yeah.
I think we've had a really good talk today. So thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for what you're doing.